Her-Tastic journey. This afternoon, I have Kristy Johnson, who is the owner of K&D Consultants on. Thank you, Kristy, for being on. Full disclosure, Kristy and I have known each other, oh my gosh, since she was like 13, I think, and I was probably then
12.
17, or she was 12, and I was 16.
Yeah.
So all of our lives, she
Yeah,
is my
basically.
sister Melanie's bestie for years and years and years. So thank you, Kristy, for being on. And she's been a business owner for decades.
Yes.
So I'd like to just do a quick, she's owned her company many years and has worked for a lot of other people, but she had heart surgery in 2019 and had a grandson. And then her son joined the army. And then she realized that life was way too short to be miserable.
Yep.
At a job that she doesn't really care for. So she started her own book company. So with that, welcome, Kristy.
Thanks.
You're
Glad
welcome.
to be here.
So tell me about Kristy. So what else? What is
So I had a company many, many years ago in my 20s and 30s. I had a construction company for like 19 years and the economy was crap. And so we just kind of closed the doors. I then worked for multiple different construction companies prior to that. And then I landed on a roofing company, got into a different type of construction than I've used to. My expertise is more like concrete groundwork kind of construction.
I do
roofing
remember
was
that. I want to share a story on that note
uh-huh.
because I know you own that company with your dad.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. My dad
And
worked, actually, dad worked for me. He wasn't
I was
thrilled with it
at,
all some of the times, but
so Austin and Blaine and I were at the miniature golf place off a country club here in Mesa, Arizona. And I looked down at that sidewalk and it said, Chris Dan, like
yeah,
stamped. And I'm like, babe, that's Kristy's and her dad's company. So
yeah,
I remember that.
it was great. Like I said, then, kind of, life happened. And so I went to work for multiple different construction companies as like assistant project managers and stuff. Um, I then settled on this job at a roofing company and was their office manager for 5, 6 years.
Oh, wow. I did not
And
know that.
yeah, and then it just got to be a lot. And then, like you said, in 2019, I ended up having to have heart surgery. And in that same week, I had heart surgery. My grandson was born, and my son joined the army. It was a
That's
busy
probably
week.
why I don't remember the heart surgery because in comparison to having your grandbaby and your baby going to the
Yeah,
army, I can
exactly.
see you making that important thing not such a big deal.
Right. And it just kind of was one of those things that I just said, you know what? I can't stand my job anymore. I already did bookkeeping on the side for a lot of our subs. So it was just like the next natural step. Plus, like Danielle now was at home with a baby,
Yeah.
and she couldn't really work, but she wanted to work. So it kind of worked out really good. So we started it technically January of 2020. And luckily that also COVID didn't impact us at all
Right.
because construction steps kept going and
Yeah.
they
You're
still
essentially,
needed
yeah.
bookkeepers. So that was kind of nice. And then Danielle just came to work with me. So she would actually come to drive to my house every day with the baby
Oh,
and
I love it.
work all day. We'd work all day. And, I got to hang out with my grandson every day.
I
So
love
that was
that.
kind of nice. And then it just kind of grew from there. I have 4 girls that work, or 3 girls that work for me. And they're all moms. And like the one is she just had a baby. She has 202
Oh,
and she
wow.
works from
That's
home.
a
So she
lot.
loves it because
Yes.
I give her all the freedom she needs and everything. And it just works. And my daughter, she homeschools my grandson now. And then she works, part-time for me. So it works really well for all of us.
I'm
And
glad. And
yeah.
look what you've done too. Think about women, moms needing jobs,
Hmm.
and you're providing that. You're making a
Right.
difference, Kristy.
Yeah. And I have a friend
Sometimes
that it's part-time for her. She has a job, but she lives in California, which is crazy expensive. So she works for me on the like the weekends and at night.
Cool.
It works good.
I love that. I didn't know any of that. So, and
Yeah.
all these years, see, I'm happy now. I'm like actually interviewing. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced as a woman business owner?
Well, especially in construction. So, I mean, that's basically what I've been doing for the last 40 years, is construction and bookkeeping and whatever. That's the biggest challenge I think that I've dealt with. I know you've been in construction
Oh
before.
yeah, oh yeah.
You just, they don't really think we know stuff, but we do. But we do,
Yeah,
and we do a lot.
I know.
So that's kind of where I kind of had a lot of challenges, especially when I had my own general construction company,
Oh yes.
dealing with like the city and stuff. You had a lot of bias and everything. And, you know, I'd had people come and they're like, oh, well, you can't read the plans. Well, yeah, I can. I can read plans. I know how to read them.
Yeah.
So
Plans are
that's
not
my
gender
biggest
specific,
issue.
right? Plans are not gender specific.
No,
You can
they're
read
not.
plans, you can read plans.
Yeah. I had a dad that I grew up in construction working for him. And then when I started my business, he worked for me for quite many years until he retired. And that's kind of where I learned all my stuff. I mean, I had a general engineering license. I had a residential and commercial license. So
I love that. I love that.
yeah.
So how would you describe your leadership style? Now, I didn't know you had
Um,
employees. I'm learning all this new stuff.
my leadership style, I like to have everybody kind of learn everything. So like all the girls that work for me, I try to train them on everything. Everything I do, everything, you know, not specifically that that's what they're going to do every single day. Here. Um, but I like diversities. Like, so, you know, if I say, hey, I need you to do a profit and loss, I need you to run this report, I need you to do this, they know how to do it. And that's my key is how they succeed is by keep learning stuff. And I mean, and I still teach them stuff to this day. At Shay the other day was telling me, she's like, oh, I just learned something new.
I like learning.
I said, well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm learning new things right now. Her-Tastic podcast. I'm learning new things about Kristy.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like, I agree with you on a team. When I've had teams in the past, I really like everyone. You don't have to be an expert in it, but I want you to know how to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Or have it jotted down somewhere on how to. These are the steps. If I need to go in a pinch, I can do it. Or if you like to do it, maybe you like to do it.
Right. And that's kind of when I think, like, so I do a lot of insurance audits for a lot of my clients. And that's one of the things, like, they'll need like a profit and loss. I'm like, hey, Shay, I need you to run this profit and loss, or Danny, I need you to run this profit and loss. I need you to go through it, and they'll be able to look at it and go, that doesn't look right. Let's check why that's off, or why is that so much, you know?
Yes.
And so they can identify a lot of that stuff. And that's what makes me successful. And I have like 13 clients. So
well, that's a lot. That is really good. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
More success headed your way.
Yes.
More success. So how do you foster innovation within your company?
Like I said, it's, you know, it's kind of gives them that leeway. I'm always, just for me personally too, I'm always constantly looking at seminars on, hey, tax stuff. And I'm always constantly learning more and more things. And then I take that stuff and I kind of send it over to my team so that they can learn that stuff.
I love it. So you said tax stuff and my eyes went, oh, no.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I love that there's people like you in the world that can do that.
Yeah.
As a business owner,
I do
someone else does my taxes.
Yeah, no. I don't do like all the taxes, but I get like all the 1099s together. I get the books ready for the accountants and all that kind of fun stuff that nobody wants to do.
Yes, we just went. Yeah, I don't want to talk about taxes.
No, I get it. I get it. So yeah.
So what advice would you give to aspiring women in entrepreneurship?
I've actually mentored a couple of people. There's a lady in Tucson that it was funny because I had this client, he was awful. Um, and
No names, safe spot,
yeah,
safe place,
no,
no names.
no. He was awful. Actually, I mean, technically he actually went to jail, but
Oh,
yeah. But he had got her on board because when I told him, I said, I just can't deal with the stuff that we were dealing with. And he brought this lady on, and she would call me and be like, "Hey, where would I find this? Where would I find this?" And of course, it is a client, it is a past client. I'm still one of those people that I'm like, "Yeah, here, I'll help you. I help you." Well, we became friends because we talked about all the stuff that he needed done.
you had a
And then
mutual
she was like,
frenemy,
I'm
right?
not working for
Frenemy.
him
Yeah.
anymore. So that's what happened. And then I remember her giving me a call, and she's like, I really like this stuff. I already have sort of some of this, information. And I just told her, I said, well, go for it. And she's like, well, how did you get started? And we had multiple conversations. I'm like, do this first. Let's do this. And so now I think she has her own bookkeeping company in Tucson.
I love that. You're actually the second person that I've met in the last year who has her own book. The other person does bookkeeping training only. So does the
Oh, yeah.
QuickBooks training only. That's what she does. She takes QuickBooks, their training, and then she does this. She
Yeah.
videotapes herself doing the actual training.
I train a lot. So I have clients that are kind of like where I just kind of oversee stuff. I don't do all the day-to-day stuff, but I did all the training for it. I have a husband and wife that they have their own roofing company. I've trained her and she does great. But if she has questions, she's like, help, Kristy, call
Yeah.
me, whatever.
Those are the
So I
best
do a lot
clients,
of
right? To
that
kind of like
training.
have like on reach, like it's your client, but it's not your everyday client.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have a few of those that they just kind of call me when they have a problem or a question, or they need something, a specific kind of, or they come up with the insurance audits. That's where that's my forte,
Yeah,
I
it's like where
guess.
you excel.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And
I
then I
feel like
also had
too many spreadsheets.
a cousin that she was like a stay-at-home mom, and she like homeschooled all her kids, and her kids all grew up, and she's like, I don't know what to do with myself. And I remember her calling, and we talked for like 3 hours, and I'm like, again, this is what you need to do. And I think she started her own company too.
That's great. That is really, really good. That's an impact already, which is a great segue into the next question. What
Okay.
impact do you hope to have through your business?
Uh, you know, to be honest, I just like the fact that I have the freedom. I can work from anywhere. I mean, if I wanted to go on vacation and take my laptop with me, I can still do all my work from there. That's kind of the freedom I like, and I'm getting older and I don't want to have to be constrained with, okay, you got to clock in here, clock out there, clock, you know what I mean? Oh, you need to work this hours or this. I don't want
I
that
do know what you
anymore.
mean. I do know what you mean. And you're not getting older. You are much younger than I am. So you
Yeah.
are not getting older. Not
Yeah,
even
well,
close.
AARP keeps calling. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I like the freedom. I want to be able to retire in like another 10 years. I
Yeah.
just don't want to have to stress about where my work is coming from, or how to pay for this or how to pay for that. I do very well, and I like the freedom, and I like to offer that opportunity to the girls that work for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They love it. I mean, Shay has to go, and because she just had a baby like a couple months ago, so she has a newborn, and
Right.
she's like, oh, I got to take him to the doctor. Okay,
Yeah.
just let me know when you're gone. Bye.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to like say, hey, by the way, I need these time off. She's just like, hey, I'm leaving early on Friday because of this. Okay.
Yep.
Or if she's like, hey, can I make it up on Saturday or Sunday? Sure. I'm probably the easiest boss as
Well, it
far as
sounds
that's
like
concerned.
you're treating your employees, the ladies that work for you, the way you want to be treated as an adult
Exactly.
worker, right? As a person
Exactly.
in
Like it's
business.
just, it's not stressful. We have certain things that are a weekly thing. And then it's just basically like cleaning up the QuickBooks and doing all kinds of, bookkeeper stuff.
Yeah. Good to
And
know.
so and I think that's one reason they really do like it a lot, is because it has so much freedom. and they can work from anywhere. I've seen my daughter leave early Friday for a camping trip and then be out in the middle of nowhere
Oh,
typing
I've
and
done that
working
many times. I've done that
and
with my
working.
business now. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going camping, but I've got things I need to do for a client.
Yep.
Yeah. It's nice actually on a Saturday morning in the pine trees.
Yeah, is it exactly? I'm
It's
like,
actually
oh,
pretty
what a
nice.
nice office you have.
Yeah, I like that. I do like
Yeah.
that.
So then that's why I said it's kind of one of those things that, it makes it easier for everybody, and it creates so much less stress in the workplace. You know what I mean? That the girls just kind of do their own thing. I don't hover over them. If I check in with them, hey, what's going on this week? Anything I need to look at, whatever. And yeah, that's it. And that makes it so much easier, to
It
be
does.
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really, really does. Yep. Trust with your employees is great.
Yep. Yep.
And so, what are your future goals then for your business, and how do you plan to achieve them?
Uh, you know,
I
just
know because this one you didn't
retirement.
type anything out. Like the other ones, you gave me a little bit of some something something. This one, you're like,
I
eh,
retirement. I mean, like I said, we're getting up there, and I don't want to work
we're
forever.
not
And
getting up there. You need to take it back.
well, yeah, it is.
We've known each
I
other.
feel like I have the check engine light all the time on. But my goal is to retire and be able to just live comfortably and not stress. I mean, that's really the bottom line for me, is just to, future goal, just to be able to do this, or be able to step away a lot more, and then the girls just take over and work
There you
it.
go.
That's kind of my thing. That's what I want to do. I
That's a
want to do
great
less.
idea.
I want to do
So,
less.
so to achieve that plan, then really the ladies that you have in place now, they would actually be more, you'd have someone who
Supervisor.
be
Yeah.
like be the manager, and then they would
Hmm.
do it, and you are just the owner.
Yeah.
And you don't have to
I would
retire
love
from being the
that.
owner. You could be the
Yeah.
owner indefinitely.
Yeah, exactly. I would definitely love that.
I think that's a really good plan. I like that. So is there anything else that you'd like to, I'd like a call to action. How can people find you?
To be honest, it's word of mouth. Just like I said, because I've been in the roofing industry for quite a while now, I pretty much get referrals just nonstop.
Oh, wow.
I don't look for clients ever. And some clients, they get to a point where they want somebody in-house, and I'm like, okay, I'll like train them, and then boom, okay, they've moved on to something else. And then I get a new client. Yeah, it just, there's always a influx of new and clients leaving, clients coming. And yeah, at some point, I actually just be like, I don't know if I can take on some stuff, but I don't know if I can take
Maybe,
on
maybe we need to
everything.
talk about your succession planning to get you future ready for when you have people just that do the work and you just
Mhm.
are the owner. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's where I come in
Yeah.
my expertise
Yeah.
at CMG strategies is to help owners look at that succession
Yeah.
plan. All
I'll
right,
definitely
Kristy
have to sit down and
Johnson.
talk about
I
that.
think we are. I think we are, and a little bit more stuff too. So, Kristy Johnson with K&D Consultants, thank you so much for being on Her-Tastic Journey today. I again have known you since you were 12.
Yeah.
That means I was 16. Ah!
Yeah. I know, right?
We're not going to talk about those days.
So,
Appreciate you
yeah,
being on. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.